What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today we have some Assassin's Creed Shadows news today. We have the Parkour system article that got released today. So I'm going to be reading this out loud. I'm going to show you some screenshots like I have from the other two articles, but we're going to do this one just a little bit different. Basically, I'm going to show you all of the screenshots that I was able to get that I felt was more important, and I'm going to show you all of them right away. And then the rest of the video is just going to be me reading through it and explaining what I think they're meaning. Also give my overall thoughts and opinions on what's going to happen. And just like all the others, I will have this article linked in the description down below. So make sure you go check out for yourself. They did post more YouTube clips to show you exactly what they're talking about, to show you how it works and all that. So with all that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and let's get right on into this. Alright, so the article gets right on into it and says, "Hello everyone, Assassin's Creed drops on February 14, 2025, and we're excited to provide more information on Parkour." Let's see, also it says, in case you missed them, check out the previous Stealth and Combat articles. They leave a link there. Like I said, if you guys want to read this for yourself, the description will have the link to this article. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, players can expect to reconnect with the staple experience of being an assassin, leaping effortlessly across rooftops, surfing the high grounds of the crowded streets, and scaling towards, I cannot pronounce those names, I apologize in advance. Nawe is a true parkour master, possessing unmatched speed and agility that adapts to various landscapes of feudal Japan. So let's see. It looks like that they do change the controls a lot. I've noticed that the X/square button, depending on your respective console, has nothing to do with the controls at all. In fact, X and square are not going to be used at all. I really hope that, which I think it's been confirmed already, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, that the controls you can customize your own controls. You were able to do it in Odyssey, Valhalla, a little bit in Origins, and obviously Mirage, as you all know if you've seen my review video. I did state that in the review a little bit. In Shadows, dodge has been merged with parkour down mechanics, which unlocks a whole bunch of new parkour moves. This mapping also disconnects stances switches, e.g. standing, crouching, prone, from parkour, ensuring that you can use any stances without accidentally going down a roof when you don't want to. Okay, so basically what it sounds like to me is that they're kind of putting it all together. I think that's what they're getting out. And apparently, if you press a button, you get to basically it throws out like a layout, and you get to decide which kind of, what prone or what stance that you do anyway. All right, Parkour Up. Parkour Up has been a staple of the series for a long time. In fact, it's been since the beginning, actually. And Shadows is no exception. Holding the Parkour Up button while moving will make either Nawe or Yasuke reach for the highest/furthest point they can. This can mean running up a wall to grab a handhold, jumping across a large gap between two roofs, or leaping as far as they can into the void, hoping for the best. Each character has their own capabilities. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I said that. In parkour, I messed up that word and I apologize. Although Nawe can always jump further and reach higher than Yasuke, who is generally slower when navigating rooftops. Let's see, then they show a little video of what they mean by that. Recovery roll. To compensate for any high-profile jumps that would put you in danger, you can trigger recovery roll by pressing the dodge/parkour down button when landing from a great height. This allows Nawe to execute a landing maneuver that softens the impact and reduces noise from a harder landing, as seen in the clip above. Okay, so basically in this little part, I'm going to have to say I am really confused on a lot of what they're saying. I do know about the recovery roll and the parkour down button. That was kind of like in Unity, where there was a parkour up option and then there was a parkour down. And I think that's also how it worked in Syndicate as well. But what I'm really confused on is what they meant by earlier on the whole, you know, depending on your stance, that you could press a button and you get to choose. That way you don't accidentally hit the button. Can't wait to see what they mean by that. Anyway, let's move on to parkour down. Now that dodge mechanics have been incorporated into the parkour flow, players are able to dodge near a ledge to smoothly transition into parkour down transversal, allowing for Nawe's signature acrobatic descents or Yasuke's heavier drops. Holding the dodge/parkour down button while moving ensures that your character is dropping to the lowest, safest points below them and avoids dangerous leaps into the void. Parkour down also allows for low-profile landings, generating minimum sound for the stealthy approach. Okay, so this is exactly what it sounds like to me, is just like in Unity and Syndicate. There is a difference between climbing up and down in those two games. So basically, when you go to climb up a wall, you would hit L2 or RT and X/A for, depending on your respective console. But so basically, since I'm on PlayStation, I'll use PlayStation as an example. So when you would climb up a building, you would do L2 and X to climb up, and then you would have to do L2 and circle to climb down. So L2 plus circle would be the climb down button in Shadows, and the climb up would be L2 and X. So that's exactly how it's going to work here, only, as I stated earlier, the controls are all different. I will be changing the controls because I do like to play as an older AC fan. I do like the controls schemes for the older games, but it wasn't really a problem with me, this change anyway. It's not really a change, just maybe the change in controls itself. But as far as my opinion on this, I think it's going to work just like the two games that I just mentioned, Unity and Syndicate. It's going to, I think it's not a bad change, because I remember times I would accidentally hit buttons and I would fall to my death or even lose tremendous amount of health because I pressed the wrong button on accident. And it looks like here it's going to kind of work even more different than what Unity and Syndicate do, but it's going to be very similar to that aspect anyway. Drop versus climb down. There are two main ways to parkour down. The classic way, to press the dodge button/parkour down button near a ledge without directional input. Your character will climb down and hold that ledge in climbing position. Okay, so as seen in the clip above. So if you want to see it, once again, the article will be linked in the description. Sprint mechanics. Nawe is our fastest assassin to date. On her feet, sprinting allows her to gain distance from or catch up with just about anybody, where Yasuke needs a little more runway to get to cruise speed. Sprint opens differently possibilities for both characters. Okay. Then there's sprint dodge. Unique to Nawe, so this is just for Nawe, is the ability to perform a sprint slash dodge by pressing the dodge button while sprinting. This triggers an extended dive roll that allows her to clear objects that are slightly smaller than her. So fences, wooden crates, guardrails, window seals, etc. All that stuff. We've seen this in all the clips before and on the clips here. Basically, she can dodge out of a window, basically. That's her voiding over it and doing a badass barrel roll. Um, so this is definitely, I can't wait to see how this works out. This sounds very interesting. One thing that I've really noticed in all these articles, and someone can actually comment, and I want to see how many people agree with me. It sounds like to me that Nawe is really their focused character. She has way more abilities tied to her, which I get. You know, Yasuke is much taller, bigger, more stronger, and I know he's going to be our combat character, basically, but a lot of techniques that are unique are being held to Nawe, and Yasuke is not going to do this, which, once again, I understand what they're doing, but my point is that she has a lot, and I mean a lot more um, control schematics, even more opportunities in combat, it seems like. Like, she has a lot of stuff that is dedicated to her, is basically my whole point. Automated passover. While sprinting, Naoe gains the ability to perform an automatic passover, quick acrobat moves allowing her to literally pass over the same small object listed above without the use of any other inputs. Notes that automatic passovers, while very stylish, do not offer the same damage protection as Naoe's sprint dodge. Okay. Automatic shoulder tackles. Never to be outdone, a sprinting Yasuke has the ability to automatically shoulder bash his way through any destructible object which would normally block Nawe. For low, non-destructible object, Yasuke will also perform automated passovers without requiring any other inputs, a bit less edgily than Nawe. Okay. Sprint versus stances. Both characters can change stances while in full sprint. Switching to crouch stance will cause the character to perform a kneel slide and settle in crouch navigation, while switching to prone stance while in full sprint will cause both characters to dive to the ground in prone position, coming to a full stop. Note that sprint will kick you out of both crouch and prone, forcing the character into a standing stance. An excellent shortcut to use in a pinch. Okay. Alright, so let's move on to the grappling hook, which I know a lot of people can't wait to hear what this has to say. The grappling hook. Any proper shinobi game needs its grappling hook. We worked hard to ensure that the physics of our grappling hook make it a natural part extension of Nawe's overall parkour flow, allowing her to climb and swing with grace and ease. Nawe's grappling hook is a worthy addition to the assassin arsenal, and all players should learn how to use it for maximum efficiency. Vertical ascent. Nawe can hook onto any horizontal rooftop ledge and extend along the rope to climb over the ledge. Vertical allows players to climb up and and pivot around the rope according to their directional inputs. Okay, so basically, like we've seen, the grappling hook, we've seen that you can swing from it. You've seen that you can climb up with it. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's coming back. It's from Syndicate." Blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't mind the grappling hook personally. I think this is a great thing. Hook swing. So basically, you can get across large gaps. So like endless voids, probably. Not saying that it's gonna be endless, but almost. It's gonna seem like endless anyway. A death, basically. You could swing across like a void. You can swing across rooftops. You can even swing right up on top of an enemy, just like we've seen in other clips. Let's see, mode switching. While dangling from a grappling point, players can toggle between vertical mode and hook swing mode by tapping the grappling hook button. Naue will change her position on the rope to reflect the switch. Okay, so it looks like, and it sounds like to me, while you're hanging on that rope, you will be able to hit the grapple button again, and she'll start like she'll turn into a motion to where she's ready to swing, I guess, is what it sounds like to me. See, I'm actually really excited to see how that plays out in gameplays. Wall run grappling hook. Naue can run up an unclimbable wall and launch her grappling hook at the apex of the wall run to attach to a ledge that would otherwise be out of her reach. So basically, like we've seen in, I guess, the trailer, the announcement trailer, the part where she started running up and then she threw the grappling hook and ran up the wall with it. I guess that's what they're talking about there. They, once again, they do have the clips here if y'all want to see. Advanced parkour moves. Shadows introduce a few new parkour that advances players will want to know about. Here are a few of them. Stance dodges. Both Yasuke and Naue can perform directional dodge while moving around in crouch stance, covering more terrain faster and avoiding potential attacks. However, only Naue has the access to prone directional dodge, allowing her to roll forward, side to side, or slide backwards, extend her evasion abilities. Okay, so this is basically recapping the whole she can dodge. Like, she could be laying in a bush, dodge out of the bush, assassinate a target, and then dodge back into the bush, basically. Yasuke can go prone, but he can't dodge while prone, basically. So, once again, Yasuke is being neglected, or not really neglected, but he's losing another ability. It really sounds like that they're really trying to push the whole assassin part, because the assassin character is getting basically most of the abilities that the other character can't get. So, like I said, we've seen this before. This was in the stealth thing anyway. Wall run eject. Naue can run fairly high up walls, and she can perform a very cool wall eject by tapping the parkour up button at the apex of a wall run. This wall eject can also be performed while climbing, while both her hands and feet are touching the surface. Let's see, parkour down backwards dodge. Oh man. When standing near the edge of a structure with the character's back towards the edge, tapping parkour down only without directional input will cause the character to perform a backwards dodge, which can take her right to or over the edge of the structure. Okay, so what it sounds like to me is the character, if your back is turned to an edge without using the directional pad or even the directional inputs, just hit the parkour down button, and she'll do a cool backwards dodge that's also climbing down at the same time, it sounds like. Okay, parkour down high structure safety. Oh man. Performing any of the above parkour down transitions from a very high structure where fall damage could occur will result in a character holding onto that ledge and hanging there. Additional inputs will be needed to drop down or climb back up. Okay, so this was just like in Syndicate. There was some points in the map where you could climb down, and all of a sudden she would just hang with one hand, or in Jacob's case, he would hang with his hand. So if it was too far down, they would still hold on like with one hand, and that's kind of like to indicate, hey, if you make me drop down here, I'm gonna take some health, and it's gonna hurt. So it's up to you. Do I let go, or do I climb back up and try to find a safer way down? So that's basically what I'm getting from here. Unclimbable surfaces. Finally, it is important to note that Nawe and Yasuke will not be able to climb on surfaces that do not have physical handholds for them to grab onto. This is a pretty big deal for us. This means that we had to be more thoughtful about creating interesting parkour highways and afforded us to control about where Nawe can go and where Yasuke can't, making our two playstyles even more different, basically. Okay, rest assured that most of what you'll see in Assassin's Creed Shadows is still very much climbable, especially with the grappling hook, but players will have to look for valid entry points from time to time. We hope you enjoyed this deeper look into some of the improvements made to the parkour system in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Can't wait for you to get your hands on the game on February 14th to explore Japan with our dual protagonists. Until then, we'll see you next time for our last overview post in the series dedicated to exploration. Okay, so they'll have one more. I'm assuming that's going to probably be like maybe the week before, maybe even the week of Shadows. They're going to release the exploration post or article, whatever you want to call it. All right. So overall thoughts. I'm still confused on some points. Some points were just they were going over again, like Nawe's ability to prone dodge. We already knew that, but all the new stuff, excuse me, was in older games. Basically, this one was my least favorite to look forward to. I should say, and it ended up being my least favorite article because basically what they're doing, what it sounds like to me, is they're basically taking Assassin's Creed Unities, a little bit of Syndicates, and possibly even maybe Mirage's parkour system, combining it all into one, and then also just tweaking it to like new moves like Nawe's ability to dodge over or out of a window with some movement that's pretty badass, or Yasuke not being able to do certain things. So it sounds like to me that Yasuke, if you're a fan of the RPG games, which I have turned into a fan of, but I prefer the more traditional Assassin's Creed games. It sounds like to me that if you're going to be playing as Yasuke, you're going to be at a disadvantage for a lot of stuff, which I'm not saying is a bad thing necessarily, because I do like the idea of both characters being different. You know, we have the RPG character, aka Yasuke, that's going to be all about combat. He doesn't care about being stealthy. He's going to be the one to really have some fun as far as fighting and playing the game with him, but it's going to be more fun with Nawe is basically my point. So my overall thoughts is I can't wait for the game still. I'm so excited. Definitely going to be playing as Yasuke and Nawe, but Nawe is probably going to be my main. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, my overall thoughts, I'm going to have to say, is the parkour system, it just seems like a system to where they're bringing other games into it and then tweaking it. Which, not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not trying to sound negative. I hope I'm not to you guys. But at the same time, it's parkour. Now, one thing I do have to say from what the article did say, that they were kind of focused on, not being able to, or for you to not be able to just grab on to whatever you want and climb it like in the regular RPG games. It sounds like they're going back to like AC1 mode where you, or even the Ezio trilogy where you could see, you know, oh, there's like a hook right here I can grab onto. Okay, let me grab there. Oh, there's a window. Let me grab there. It sounds like it's being more like that, but only with the speed of, you know, the RPG games. And from what I'm seeing from these clips, I think that's definitely how it's going to work. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts. Let's start a conversation in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Shadows? Does this seem like to you like it does to me? Parkour is never really one of my strong suits, but it is still very fun to pull off, especially when you do learn stuff. I'm still excited for this game. I'll still do a playthrough with Nawe. Then I'll do a playthrough with Yasuke. And then our third and final playthrough will be my no death runs, where you guys get to choose at certain times who I get to play as. So, hope you all are ready for that. Thank you all for watching. Once again, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. At the very end, on my end screen, I will link my Assassin's Creed videos and my playlist at the very end. It has the stealth video, it has the combat video. It does have my series where I am playing all the Assassin's Creed games without dying. I have those videos on there. I have even my reviews, so go check them out, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.